Hello everyone, are you ready for another anime recap? Then subscribe right now to this Anime Plots YouTube channel and watch this full video. Did you subscribe? Okay, let's start the video. This is the part 2 video of this anime. Check the description or click the links in the pinned comment to watch other parts of this series.
Rukia leaves a message for Ichigo, and he doesn't see it, and she says thank you for standing up with me and being brave too. She goes and two guys are watching her. Rukia runs away and Rinji stops her. The leader Byakuya comes, who represents her older brother, and Rinji tells her that they are here to capture her and to kill the person who took her power. Ichida appears and tries to help her, and then Kun sees the message and gives it to Ichigo. And before Rinji kills Ichida, Ichigo arrives, and Byakuya tells him that he knows him because the secret group said that he was able to hurt Minos and return him to the world of the Hollow. And Rinji asks him about the name of his Zanbaku. He says to him, a sword only. Rinji takes off his sword and he appears his Zanbaku and blows Ichigo off. Ichigo's great spiritual energy awakens and thus hits Rinji. So they play together for a while and the leader Byakuya stands watching them until he breaks Ichigo's sword, and Byakuya walks beside Ichigo and drops him to the ground and says Byakuya to Rukia, he really looks like that person. Ichigo grabs him and says to him, who do you mean by that person? Byakuya says to him, it seems that you don't need this arm. Rukia comes and takes his hand away and says to him, you're just a lowly human being. How dare you touch my brother's cloak? Then they go and leave him after Byakuya hits him in places that make him lose all of his energy. Urahara comes and saves him before he dies. Ichigo wakes up and Urahara tells him that he will send him to the spirit world to save Rukia. But before this, he will train him for 10 days. And that Rukia's execution will be after a month. Who enters his mind and meets an old man who tells him to look for strength, the strength of Shinigami in the boxes that are falling. And that the strength of the Shinigami was with him since a long time. And Rukia's strength only woke it up. And he remembers that Ichida told him that the Shinigami's Ririko is red. And he finds the box and the old man says to him, come on, pull it up quickly. And Ichigo is very close to turning into a hollow, and so the man starts to kill him. Ichigo comes out wearing as a Shinigami and a hollow mask. And Urahara says to him, we will start in the third lesson. Try to drop the hat on my head. He pulls his sword and wakes up his Zanbaku. Ichigo notices that they are calling their Zanbaku to transform. Urahara begins to break Ichigo's sword. Then the old man speaks to Ichigo and tells him, call me by my name, boy. A sword appears without a handle, and with one stroke, he hits the hat and falls asleep. Ichida finishes training, Shadow and Orihime as well. Urahara opens a gate to the spiritual world. He tries to touch it, but it's clear that he cannot get inside. So the guys move, and the cat is their guide to reach. And here ends the first arc. We continue our story with the arrival of our friends to the Society of Souls, or let's say the outer part of it, in which ordinary spirits live. And the part in which the Shinigami lives, and they are supposed to go, is locked by a gate, and it has a guard that prevents anyone from entering. So Ichigo starts a fight with him, and the guard starts telling him that no one can defeat him and pass through the gate, nor live after the first attack. So Ichigo defeats him, and the guard opens the gate for him and says to him, come on, go. And the first thing he opens the gate for them, they find in front of them one of the leaders, who is the leader of the 3rd division, Gin. Gin hits the guard because he opened the gate, and Ichigo attacks him. When Gin finds out that he is Ichigo, he comes back and hits him with a sword that extends. So the guard flops and they are all out of the gate. The gate closes, so they can't enter the Shinigami's place. And Yurichi, which is the cat, tells him that she knows someone who will help them enter, but in a different way. 14 days left until the execution, and Rukia is moved to a place where she will be executed. And Rinji tells her that Ichigo is on the Society of Souls. The group arrives at the person who will deliver them, and teaches them to do aura with their spiritual energy because she will shoot them with a cannon to the place of Shinigami. And we go to the leaders meeting that talks about the intruders. And in the middle of the meeting, they receive news that the intruders were able to enter the Shinigami place. And we see the group being hit by a cannon, and they reach the Shinigami place. And with them Ganjo, who came to help them. And Ganjo this is the brother of the girl who helped them and shot them by the cannon. The first thing with the commander Kenpachi hears that there are intruders. By the way, he's the commander of the 11th division. He gets up and runs looking for them, and the meeting is adjourned. Gen grabs Aizen, and the 10th division leader sees them. The guys arrive, and the ball there inside explodes. Ishida and Orihime scatter with each other. Ichigo and Ganjo together too, and the rest each one in a direction. The rest are Witch, Yurichi, and Shadow. And two Shinigami arrive at Ichigo's. One is bald, and the other with hair. The rest are able to hide from the Shinigami before they reach them. Ganjo tries to escape and runs, and right after him, the Shinigami with the hair. And the bald Shinigami remains against Ichigo. And the bald asks him about the name of his teacher. And when he says his name to him, he remembers him while he is wearing the clothes of the leader, and shows his Zanbaku, which is a spear, and is divided into 3 parts. Kenpachi searches for the intruder's location. The Shinigami sees Ichida and Orihime and runs after them, and Shadow turns towards them. And a great fight takes place between Ichida and Ikaku, and Ichigo is able to break part of the Zanbaku and injure him. Ikaku continues the fight, fight and Ichigo injures him again. Ikaku wakes up finding out that Ichigo had healed his wounds and his own with an ointment in his sword. Ichigo knows from him the location of Rukia, and before he goes, he warns him from his division leader, Kinpachi, because he would search for the strongest one among them and fight him, which is, in our case, Ichigo. Ichigo arrives near the tower that Rukia is locked up in and finds the deputy commander of the 6th Division waiting in it. Who is the captain of the 6th Division? Byakuya. Ishida, Shadow, and Orihime senses Ichigo, and they go towards him, and a fight is taking place between Ichigo and Renji. It is that Renji hits and Ichigo repels and escapes, so Ichigo uses his brain and calculates the number of blows that Renji is able to shoot with the sword while it is in its longer form, but Renji avoids the blow and he hits him, and Renji tells him that he is weaker and slower than him, and he will not be able to save Rukia. He remembers Urahara's teaching and breaks Renji's Senbaku and gives him a slice, and then he wins the fight. We go to a flashback between Renji and Rukia when they were very young, and they were street children, and they were living as a family of happy street children until they grew up and only Renji and Rukia were left because the rest had died sadly. They thought of becoming Shinigami and entered this Shinigami school, and the school would be all super rich students. Until Kuchiki's family offered Rukia that they want to adopt her. They will include her in the division of 13. And Renji tells Ichigo that he wants to save Rukia, but in order to save her, he must be stronger than Byakuya, and he is still weaker than him. So he asks Ichigo to save her. Ganjo and Hanataro take Ichigo to treat him, and the leader Byakuya comes and tells them to put Renji in the dungeon because he lost the fight. And the leader Hitsuga, who knows the deputy commander Aizen, warns her about the leader Gen because there are problems between him and Aizen, and a meeting of leaders takes place, and the commander of the 1st Division, Yamamoto, announces a solution to the war and allows the leaders to use their Zanbaku. And Hanataro realizes that there was a hollow mask inside Ichigo's cloak, which was the reason to protect him from Renji's strike. Hinamori goes to sit with the Commander Aizen at night, and they talk until the morning. Commander Aizen comes out in the morning and someone is watching him. Hinamori wakes up, and on her way to the headquarters, she sees the Commander Aizen killed and hanging on the building. Leader Gen comes to ask what happened, obviously pretending, and Hinamori attacks him after she remembered Hitsugaya's words, and Kira, his deputy, stops her before a fight breaks out between them. The leader Hitsugaya stops them and she is taken. Shadow wakes up while he is hiding in a storeroom and comes out defeating some Shinigamis and trying to find out from them the location of Rukia. The leader Kiraku, the leader of the 8th Division, sees him, and Ichigo heads to Rukia's place with Ganjo and Hanataro. They approach the place and feel very high energy, which prevents them from moving and waste their body, which is the leader Kinpachi. And Rinkiken, the deputy commander of the 10th Division, Hitsugaya, who knows Hinamori, comes and gives her a message, which Aizen left for her. He wrote in it for the truth that he knew and hidden. We go to Ichigo after the leader Kinpachi has reached him. So Ichigo sends Ganjo and Hanataro to escape and save Rukia, and tells Kinpachi, "I won't let you pass."
How was the video? We hope it was good. If so, please check these videos. Also, please comment down your thoughts and your suggestions for future videos. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing now to show the support to our channel. We hope to see you soon with another video right in this channel. Have a nice day.